I never thought I'd see a woman in a lavender pantsuit getting handcuffed in the middle of our post office, but that's exactly how it ended. She was the HOA president, our self-appointed queen, and that day she decided every piece of mail in our neighborhood belonged to her. What she didn't know was that her little empire was about to collapse right there between the stamp counter and the passport photo booth. It started a few months back. I live in Foxglove Landing, a quiet community in Cedar Key. My name's Hank Flanders. I sell commercial hardware locks, hinges, security systems. I like order rules receipts. My wife Jane is an EMT. Calm in chaos, steady as a metronome. The exact opposite of our HOA president, Karen Tillman. Karen had a talent for turning peace into paperwork. She loved fines, violations, and official notices. The woman lived for control. At first it was small stuff notes about lawn heights and paint colors. Then she started slapping HOA violation stickers on people's packages, left on porches, unsightly delivery she'd write. I thought it was a joke until she intercepted a flyer I'd printed for a local handyman, claimed it wasn't board approved. People complained, but no one stood up to her. Everyone was scared she'd target them next. I thought she'd eventually get bored. She didn't. She escalated. One Thursday morning, the whole thing boiled over. Jane and I were at the Cedar Key post office, mailing some invoices, when Karen rolled in pushing a dolly stacked with gray postal bins. She looked like she was there for a heist. "I'm here to collect the Foxglove Landing mail," she announced. "All deliveries need my approval first." The Warsham. Postmaster Henderson, a federal man carved out of patience and procedure, blinked once and said, "Ma'am, please step away from that bin. That's federal property." Karen smirked. "I'm the HOA president. I have the authority." "You're interfering with the delivery of U.S. mail," Henderson said, calm as a judge. "That's a federal offense." The air in the room changed. Everyone went silent, except the hum of the lights. Then, slam. The metal security shutter dropped. Henderson had hit the lockdown button. We were sealed inside with Karen and her mountain of stolen mail. Jane lifted her phone, started recording. We'd been documenting her nonsense for weeks. Karen crossed her arms, chin high, looking like she'd just declared martial law over the Postal Service. "This is ridiculous. I will not be treated like a criminal." Henderson's hand on the phone receiver said evenly, "You might want to reconsider that sentence, ma'am." He called the Postal Inspection Service right in front of her. That's when I realized we were witnessing the exact moment Karen's delusions met federal jurisdiction. But things got worse. From the corner, Mrs. Gable, one of our elderly neighbors, stepped forward, trembling. "My husband's insulin, it was supposed to be delivered today in a small white cooler. Did you see it?" Karen waved her off. "Everything's being properly sorted. If it mattered, they'd plan better." Something snapped inside me. "A pancreas doesn't run on your schedule," I said. Jane's EMT instincts kicked in. She spotted the white styrofoam cooler sitting right there in one of the bins. Red letters. Medical supplies. Refrigerate immediately. Jane moved closer, calm but firm. "That needs to be in a fridge now. Someone's life depends on it." Karen actually stepped between her and the dolly. "It's evidence of mishandling. I'll log it later." Henderson's jaw tightened. Mrs. Tillman handed over. She refused. The crowd turned restless. Someone shouted, "Give her the medicine." Karen's mask cracked. She screamed, "You're all overreacting. Rules are rules mine." I stepped forward, crossed my arms. Not anymore. The tension was suffocating. The insulin box sat between us like a bomb. Then Karen lunged not for the cooler, but for another bin marked outgoing mail. She shoved the dolly forward, hitting a young postal clerk named Leo. He stumbled back, slammed into the wall of P.O. boxes. The sound echoed like gunfire. Henderson barked, "Step back, ma'am." But Karen doubled down, grabbing the bin. Letters spilled everywhere, birthday cards, bills, official envelopes. Pure chaos. I planted a hand on the edge of the bin, holding it down. "Let go, Karen." She glared at me, teeth bared. "It's HOA property." "It's not yours," Henderson said, his voice ice cold. He started filming too. The evidence was piling up faster than the mail. Then, faint but growing, we heard, "Sim." Karen froze. The sound drained the fight out of her. She let go of the bin, staring at the mess she'd made. Jane's camera caught all the letters on the floor, the insulin cooler, the terrified clerk. When the inspectors arrived, two of them crisp navy jackets with yellow letters, they moved like people who'd done this before. "Postal Inspection Service," the man said. "Postmaster Henderson." Henderson pointed at her. "That's her. Tried to remove federal mail, assaulted my clerk." "Hands behind your back," the inspector said. The cuffs clicked loud enough to make everyone flinch. The Queen of Foxglove Landing was officially dethroned. I thought that was the end, but the real rot was deeper. A week later, we were giving statements at the inspector's field office. They'd found a forged mail hold form, a fake federal document signed by a non-existent architectural review board claiming authority over all Foxglove mail. Karen had faked the whole thing, and she wasn't alone. Security footage showed her renting a secret P.O. box with a man named Marcus Thorne, a developer who'd been trying for years to buy the protected greenbelt behind our homes. Suddenly, everything clicked. The fake board, the intercepted mail, the obsession with approvals, it was all about money. Karen had been helping Thorne silence opposition and steal land out from under us. I remember sitting in my car afterward, gripping the steering wheel until my hands hurt. I felt sick. Power, greed, deceit. It wasn't just pettiness anymore. It was corruption. And for a minute I thought about quitting. Maybe I'd sell the house, move somewhere without HOAs, somewhere quiet. But then Jane put her hand on mine and said, "If we don't stop her, who will?" That's when I decided to fight. We found our key. Arthur Williams, the HOA secretary, a timid man with a conscience. We met him at a coffee shop, slid a still image from the post office security cam across the table, Karen and Thorne renting the P.O. box. His face drained of color. He whispered, "She told me it was for sensitive legal documents." Jane leaned forward. "Arthur, this is a federal case now. You can help fix it." He hesitated, then pulled a small voice recorder from his briefcase. "She made me record it," he said, "the bribe call with Thorne." That recording changed everything. Karen had been taking $10,000 a month from Thorne's shell company, Green Meadow Consulting, in exchange for manipulating votes, forging documents, and sabotaging any resident who resisted. We handed everything to the inspectors, but Jane wanted one final blow. The IHOA annual meeting was coming up, the perfect stage for Karen's fall. She planned to unveil Thorne's development proposal. We planned to unveil the truth. The night of the meeting, the clubhouse was packed. Karen stood at the podium, perfectly composed, her fake charm polished to a shine. "We have a very exciting opportunity," she began, "to enhance our community and increase property values." I stood up. "Point of order, Madam President. I think the community deserves to see what's really been going on." Her smile twitched. "This is not the time." Jane plugged her laptop into the projector. The screen behind Karen flickered, and instead of glossy condo renderings, it showed the forged mail hold form with her signature. Gasps rippled through the room. Jane's voice was calm but cutting. "What you're about to see is a timeline of events proving that our HOA president has committed multiple federal crimes." The lights dimmed. Video rolled. The post office lockdown. Karen shoving the clerk. The handcuffs. The audio of the bribe. The ledger of payments. Every frame time-stamped, every dollar tracked. 15 minutes later, the room erupted. People shouted. The Martins Karen's loyal board members resigned on the spot. Arthur stood trembling but free. Karen just stared at the screen, pale and shaking. For once, she had nothing to say. She turned, walked out, and that was it. Her reign ended not with applause but with silence. She was later sentenced for mail interference fraud and conspiracy. The judge was merciless. Karen had to repay every stolen dollar plus restitution to every household, and the best part, she was banned from coming within 20 feet of any U.S. mailbox for 5 years. I'll never forget seeing her at the post office months later in an orange vest, sweeping the floor she once tried to control. She didn't look up. She didn't need to. The sound of the mail slot closing was reminder enough. Power built on fear always collapses. Sometimes it just needs a paper trail and the right people willing to follow it.